Welcome to Manco's Decoded Live. Ladies, this is the place to be to gain insight and information as it relates to everything that has to do with men. I like to say and I like to think that ladies know everything that they need to know about men, but sometimes you need that extra information in order to make a right decision as to what you should be doing in this relationship with this person, with this situationship, as they say. And everything that I'm going to share with you is common sense. I love sharing common sense information and common sense facts that you can actually use in your relationship to make your relationship better or to walk away from a toxic relationship. Today we are going to be discussing when men say no. 5 top reasons why men deny women sex. Again, when men say no, 5 top reasons why men deny women sex. Reason number 1, and I think we all know this one is coming, and that's why I'm putting it first. He's cheating on you. That's pretty simple. It's as simple as that. He's denying you sex because he's cheating on you and he's giving all of his sexual energy to another person, to that affair on the side, that side piece as they say. He's denying you and giving all of his sexual giving all of his sexual energy to someone else. And a lot of men don't have the stamina to have an affair and to come home and please their partners sexually. Some men do, but a lot of men don't. And if that man is detaching from the actual relationship and giving all of his emotional and sexual and physical energy to this other person, then of course he's going to deny sex with his actual partner because he's detaching from that relationship. Men can detach and attach and reattach. It just depends on what's going on in our lives. But understand this, if a man is denying you sex, this could be the reason why. So you may have to look into some things and have a conversation with him and see what's going on, because he could possibly be cheating on you. And that's the harshest of the 5 reasons, but that is one of the reasons nonetheless. He's given all of his sexual energy, all of his emotional and mental and physical energy to someone else, and he just does not have that energy to give to you. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule. You have men who can have sex with other women and then come home and have sex with their partners and have enough energy to do a lot of other things. But in most cases, if that man is giving all of his sexual energy, like I said, to someone else, he doesn't have enough left for you, and that could be one of the reasons why he's actually denying sex. Reason number 2, he's just not into you. It's as simple as that. He's just not into you. And understand, before I go any further, understand that these rules or these reasons can also work. It can be reversed, and women could be denying men sex for the same reasons, but I'm speaking for men and about men because I am a man, and I'm not speaking for or about women because that's not my lane. So I'm going to stay in my lane, but I do understand that for all of those saying, well, women do this or that too. But reason number 2, like I said, he's just not into you, period. It's just that simple. Now, you may have had sex before. You may have had sex several times, but he was never vested in anything more than that. He was never vested in an actual relationship. He was never vested in actually getting to know you. He actually really doesn't care that much about you. He may like you a little bit as a person, or he likes you just enough to have sex with you, but he's just not into you as far as anything other than sex. And once the effects of the sex wear off, then he can actually let go of that as well. Understand that he can actually let go of that as well, and it won't be a big major problem for him. Unfortunately, you are the decision of, should I pleasure myself, masturbate, or should I call her? That's as simple as that. You are not that important. So he can deny you easily because he's not actually into you. And he may have had sex with you a few times, but that's actually worn off, and now he's kind of trying to move on, and you may be attached to him because you've been intimate with him, but he's not attached to you. He's not into you. He's trying to move on from you, and he sees no value or importance in you. So if this is what you are going through, you need to get away from this situation as quickly as possible and stay as far away from this person as you possibly can, because once you know, the accountability is on you. He's just not into you. Just let it go, move on, and understand that that may be the reason why he's denying you sex, why he's not answering the phone, why he's not returning text messages, because he's not into you and he's ready to move on from you because he never vested anything in you. Reason number 3, this is a more serious one. It could be a medical condition. It could be something that you know about, something that you don't know about, but it's something that he's going through that's making him deny you because he feels as though he's emasculated, or he's lost some sense of his masculinity because he can't perform like he used to, or he can't get it up, as they say. He's going through some erectile dysfunction, whatever the case may be. He's going through something physically to whereas he can't perform sexually. He has a medical condition. He may have told you about it, he may not have told you about it, but there's something going on there, and that's the reason why he's denying you. And if he hasn't told you about it and he's just denying you, that could be one of the reasons, but he doesn't want to deny you and say this is the reason because it makes him seem weak. When men can't perform at anything, but especially at sex, when we can't perform 100% all of the time, it does something to us. It does something to our psyches. It does something to our egos. It messes us up a little bit. And when we can't perform because of a medical condition, then that messes us up even more. So that could be one of the reasons. So again, if you think that's going on, you need to have a conversation. You need to have an open and honest and transparent conversation and see what's going on, because this is something that can easily be fixed with some work, with some time, with some medication, whatever the case may be. It is something that could be fixed, but you have to have that conversation, and you have to see if that is the reason why he is denying you sex, because of a secret or a known medical condition. Reason number 4, bedroom boredom. He may be denying you sex because you're just boring. You're a boring sex partner. Now, he may be this is different from reason number 2, because he may actually be into you. He may actually have something vested in the relationship, invested in you. He may see an actual future with you, but it's just in the bedroom, you're boring. So you all might have sex sometimes, but every time you want to have sex, he might deny you because he just doesn't want to go through the boring process of having sex with you. It's kind of like sitting through a movie that you hate, and you sit in there for 2 hours, and it's the worst, most boring movie that you've ever seen, but you're forced to watch it. So instead of him forcing himself to perform, he would just deny you and probably give you some lame reason as to why, but that will be the reason why, because of bedroom boredom. You need to do some things to spice up your life, spice up your relationship, spice up your sexual relationship. You need to do some things to spice that up, and again, that starts with a conversation as well. If that's the issue, bedroom boredom can be fixed, and it can be worked out, but you have to have that conversation, and you have to see if that is the issue or not. Because if he is bored in the bedroom, that doesn't mean that he's going to go sleep with someone else. That doesn't mean that he's going to leave the relationship. That just means he's just not going to have sex with you. He's not going to be into sex with you because it doesn't excite him. It doesn't entice him. It doesn't tempt him. It doesn't make him feel as though it's something to look forward to, for whatever reason. So understand that bedroom boredom can be fixed. You have to fix it if that's your problem, if that's your situation. And I think if that's the issue, you would know that automatically. If that's your issue, if that's your situation, that can be fixed. That's an easy solve. You just have to have that. It starts with the conversation and moving on from there, and as far as spicing up your bedroom life and making things happen in the bedroom, sparks flying and all of those beautiful and wonderful things. Reason number 5, the last reason, chronic masturbation. He's chronically pleasuring himself. Therefore, he doesn't have that energy left to pleasure you. Now that may seem funny, but it's actually serious, and it's an actual condition where chronic masturbation. He's masturbating 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day, and he lives most of his life as far as sexually in fantasy. He's fantasizing about a lot of things. He may be watching a lot of porn. Whatever the reason or situation may be, he's fantasizing a lot. And he pleasures himself. He gets himself off. He provides sexual stimulation for himself. Therefore, it's harder for him to attach to you sexually and for him to receive that same manner of pleasure from you. Now, he may have sex with you, but 9 times out of 10, his mind is somewhere else. He's thinking about what he may have seen, or what he may have heard, or images in his head of other women, or movies he may have watched, or whatever the case may be. He's thinking about all of these things that contribute to his fantasies in order to get off when he's having sex with you. Because he chronically masturbates and he chronically watches images of sexual situations and involves himself in these fantasies, because that's how he gets off. It's a condition. It can be fixed if he wants to fix it, but it bears heavy on your sex life because he's pleasuring himself more than he's pleasuring you. And he actually enjoys sex with himself more than he does with you. Because when he has sex with himself, he can live in that fantasy. He can do whatever he wants. He can be whomever he wants. And he can have whatever woman that he wants. When he's with you, he's just with you. So he may even detach mentally, as I said, and he may be performing sexually, but he's detached mentally. And in order to get off and to get through the sexual situation or sexual encounter with you, he has to think somewhere else. He has to be in another place mentally, because this is a chronic situation for him. He spends a lot of his time watching porn, masturbating, like I said, different things like that, because he's pleasuring himself, because he's become addicted to pleasuring himself. He's become addicted to watching porn and finding sexual fulfillment in all of those other areas other than just with you. So that could be one of the reasons why he denies you sex as well. But these are 5 reasons why men would say no and deny a woman sex. Now, all of them are not that bad. Most of them can be fixed. All of them can be fixed. But it just depends on what you're willing to go through and what you're willing to accept and not accept. You can fix the cheating. You can fix the medical condition. You can fix, the bedroom boredom. You can fix the chronic masturbation. One thing you probably can't fix is him not being into you. If he's not into you, then you just need to move on. But understand that these are 5 reasons, but not all of the reasons, but 5 top reasons why a man would deny a woman sex. So, if that is happening in your relationship, in your situationship, whatever it is you got going on, if you are initiating sex and you're being denied, then you need to have a conversation immediately. You need to have a conversation, because I promise you, one of these things is going on. Out of all 5 of these things, at least one of these things is going on in your relationship. And you need to find out what that is so you can stop making a fool of yourself by initiating sex and being denied every time, because that's not a good feeling. Whether it's a man denying a woman denying a man, partners of the same sex denying each other, whatever the case may be, it's not a fun and pleasant situation to be rejected and denied by your partner. So if that's happening in your relationship, you need to have a conversation. You need to have a conversation. You need to get it together. And most of these situations can be fixed, but you have to be willing. You have to be willing to be open, honest, and transparent. And that's how you begin the process of fixing the problem. I hope you found all of this information useful. Please log on to ljhamilton.com. Order my book, Man Codes Decoded, A Woman's Guide to Overcoming Manipulation. It will let you know everything that you need to know about manipulative men and how to avoid them. Again, ljhamilton.com, ljhamilton.com. Click on the shop tab. Order my book, Man Codes Decoded. It will let you know everything you need to know about manipulative men and how to avoid them. And I will see you all next week. Until then, you be blessed.